Hey, welcome to another edition of What's Next. Joey McGuire, head coach of the 6-0 Red Raiders. I'm Robert Giovanetti. Coach, before we get started, boy, this weekend, it was a great weekend, homecoming, great crowd, great enthusiasm all over campus. Friday, shout out to campus for putting on the Flatland concert.
That was unreal.
Everything there. You were awesome on stage. It was great excitement. But, hey, more importantly, the number of people that came up to me to say, we love What's Next.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's good,
How
man.
about that?
I'm glad. I had fun doing it, man, because I think, we get our press conferences, one thing, and there's our people ask such great questions and everything, but this is just more like, sitting down and talking and talking about the program.
So appreciate all you guys out there. Again, I've tried to answer. There's been some people that message on YouTube, and I try to answer those if they have questions about the way we do certain things. So keep watching. Tell your friends about it. Keep going. Coach is obviously a hot commodity right now. It's what I said. It's easy to do when you got Coach McGuire sitting there. So it's fun to do. But
hey, speaking of coaches, shout out to Grant. It's his birthday, so happy birthday to Coach McCaslin.
It's Grant McCaslin's birthday?
It is.
How about that?
He says he's 49. I don't know. I mean, I remember whenever I hung around 49 for a while.
But, Grant is kind of youthful looking, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
He's very athletic, very competitive.
Yeah, he's kind of guy that if you told me, hey, he's 35, I might believe it.
Yeah.
Yes. But we know better because we know his story.
Yeah.
Well, good for him. Nicole Payne, who does our music at Red Raider football and basketball.
It's her birthday?
Today's
she's a rock star.
Yes.
Man. She's one of my favorites because she does a great job on game day.
Yeah. Matter of fact, this shows you how important What's Next is to me. They invited me to a birthday lunch at Chili's.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can say Chili's on here, but Chili's. And I said, no, I got to be with Coach McGuire.
Dang.
We should have gone over.
They're doing it right now?
They're doing it right now. Okay. Watch over at Chili's.
All right.
You going to go over there and
I'm going to go over there and see if they haven't paid the ticket, the check yet. I'll pay the check for
That's awesome.
Happy birthday.
See, if I had any cash, I'd give you some, but I just figure you pick it up. Hey, so homecoming was great, right? The crowd. Let's just start about the crowd first. It was electric on Saturday night.
Yeah.
We had all those former players here. I noticed they all had their jersey numbers on, and you were talking about how you wanted them to stand by their players' locker, and that was a cool environment.
It was. Start with that, like walking in and that group leading us in the Raider walk. And I think that's only going to get bigger. I think that's a new tradition that we've started. And that was incredible. And then they were in the locker room walking around the guys and dapping them up. And you have the greats of the greats in there and guys that just, the double team means so much to them. And so that was really cool. I was down in the equipment room talking to Cayman, and like everything, like that uniform was as good. We won the swag of the week.
Oh, wow.
The uniform.
Yeah.
The uniform was incredible. The energy was incredible. It was huge for us because we had some big time recruits on campus, big time. And it's going to be hard for them to go to other places and get the same game day atmospheres that they got at Texas Tech.
It was fun. I loved the night game. I was going to ask you. I wasn't going to ask you Saturday, heat of the moment, but we had that great fireworks and light show in the third quarter. Were you mad at all about all that smoke on the field?
No, I loved it, man.
Yeah.
I loved it from the standpoint of it just creates such a different and tougher environment, and I think we have to grow from that. I think, again, I said it Saturday night, I'm going to say it again. We have a whole nother level we can go to whenever it comes to this crowd and just the game day atmosphere. I know in the future we're going to talk about that, but, I just think it was so intimidating as a whole on Saturday night with the noise and the fireworks and the light show and the drones and just everything.
There was a point in the fourth quarter Saturday when they were playing the different West Side make noise, students make noise. That place was really, really loud.
What's crazy is usually like a couple of years ago when we did the drone show, I didn't know what the heck was going on.
Right.
There are moments that people ask me and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're locked
right?
In.
And I noticed that. Literally I stopped to try to figure out what the heck was going on. And then I saw on the scoreboard of what they were doing. And I was like, this is amazing. It was extremely loud. It was very much like, and I appreciate it. It was very much like Utah from an extent of how loud it was. We brought some different elements whenever it came to the since it was a night game and we could do the lights and
for sure.
everything.
Yeah. So let's talk about the game. Obviously, you guys got to a great start.
Yeah.
How about Cam Dickey?
Yeah, I'm so proud of him, and but what I'm just as fired up about is like Jacoby Williams, man. Like the world we live in right now, this is not what is told to people of like it's all about you, and it's not like this on this team. Like Jacoby Williams had a great game. Cam's excited. Cam has a great game. Jacoby's excited. If you watch the reactions on the sideline of him when Cam does something good and his reaction whenever he does something good, man, they're so close and they care about each other. They're so excited for each other. But at the end of the day, all these guys want to do is win. They just want to win. It's all about the team and this university.
Similar, I didn't notice it Saturday, and I pulled a Joey McGuire. I watched a lot of film on Sunday, but including the television broadcast, and I saw Barron be the first guy to meet Will coming off the field.
Yeah. They, it's awesome. It's a great locker room. I've said it from the beginning. Extremely healthy locker room. You had some moments in there that you could easily. I mean, I know how frustrated he is. I mean, Barry and I, I've said it 100 times. I mean, he and I are extremely close, and I know how frustrated he is, but he also has a job. I mean, he is a leader. He is a captain. He wears a C on his chest, and no matter what the circumstances is, he's got to make it about the team, and it was really cool to see him celebrate with Will.
Yeah, it was. You just see that burn in him when he knew he was hurt.
Yeah,
and he's pounding the turf, and because he just wants to be out there. He's a competitive guy, and
he feels a lot better than what he did whenever he got hurt week one. Good, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I thought so. A couple of things that stood out to me early on. Defense kind of imposed their will early. Yeah. You guys jump out to the big lead. I want to talk about that 2-point conversion because you guys have been kind of showing that all year, and you finally ran that play against them. Something you saw there, obviously, that you
KP is KP. Whenever he gets we've got a great assistant in the box, Ryan Connery, and whenever Ryan was like, "Hey, we got it," Kenny's signaling, so let's roll. And we felt like we got it. Will Jadis made a great block on that play, and John Carlos is a big human that's very athletic, that was going to get in the end zone. And so I thought that was a great call. We had talked about that we have a staff meeting, before we come over to the game, before we meet with the players of like different things and how we could communicate with each other and be the best coaching staff. And we actually talked a little bit about that, and Kenny really came through.
So the thing that struck us, you guys got the big lead, then had a little adversity, right?
Yeah.
They came back a little bit in it. We got also the penalty that from the tortillas and the throwing of their tortillas. That could be a whole other show. But I like the fact you guys faced a little adversity.
Yeah.
And they really had the ball with a chance. I believe that they could have driven down and taken the lead in the second half.
Yeah.
And then Will finally got, things going and rolling, and then you guys were able to kind of put your foot on their throat.
Yeah, adversity is good. The thing that's frustrating that's happened the last couple of weeks is we're in the red zone and the score zone, and we're having to kick field goals.
Right.
And so that's something that we're really attacking as a coaching staff and things that we can do better. And then Mac made the mention in our staff meeting on Sunday. He wished he would have gotten Will settled into the game a little bit earlier. Once Will got settled in, he played at a really high level.
Mm-hmm.
We still got to remember, as talented as he is, he's still a redshirt freshman, and there is a difference with the amount of football you see. You only get better. I mean, there's really a great conversation of like instinct versus experience,
right.
And experience, to me, the amount of pictures you've seen over and over and over again to be successful, it makes you play better. And so we still, we'll get him settled down, and whenever he comes in the game, be ready.
Defensively, again, I'm not sure I've seen a Tech defense swarm as much. It just feels like you guys have 20 guys on the field sometimes, right?
Yeah.
That they just couldn't get any breathing room. I mean, that defensive line, Lee Howard, I don't know if gets enough credit for just how much time, space, and
Yeah,
he does. He occupies.
Yeah,
right. They got to really focus on him.
Yeah, because the stuff that he does doesn't show up in the stats. Now it definitely shows up in the NFL scouts grading and stuff like that. Because what he's going to be asked to do in the NFL is what he's doing right now at a high level. It was funny. I was watching film all week long, and nervous about their offense. They got a great offense, great quarterback, and I'd go down to Shill's office and go, man, I'm worried about this play, but I don't know if they can get it off against us. And then I would come back and man, I'm worried about this play, but I don't know if they can get it off against us. And the point is like, I don't know if you can hold the edge long enough to take some of the shots that they wanted to take. When they tried it, we ended up with 9 sacks.
9 sacks.
We should have had 10. The very first second down should have been a sack. We technique-wise, we didn't do a good job of countering back inside the level of the quarterback. We'd have sacked him, but man, it's one of those deals. It's hard to, if we can stop the run, and we're doing it at a really high level, and you put people in, hey, we're expecting you to pass, and you've got to throw the ball, downfield. Advantage Texas Tech because of the edge rushers.
Yeah, the thing I love about this offense, again, we can air it out.
Yeah,
but you got those guys across the front line that can really dominate the offensive line, and then you see what happens.
Yeah, best game that our offensive line has played all year long. They played at a really high level, especially, Will Jadis and Howard. Sampson played really well. I think Jacob Ponton, young Richard freshman, had his best game. He's something, man. He's only going to get better and better and better. And, what was funny is we were talking, I think maybe Monday at family dinner, and I was like, who all's coming? And Max said, well, my dad would be here. And Gary goes, well, I'm going to tell the running backs because we're going to run the football. Because, his dad's an O-line coach, and O-line coaches like to run the football because it takes pressure off whenever you have to throw the ball. And it was funny. I said, well, hell, we'll fly him out to Arizona if we need to. We're going to do that.
Hey, and we got to run. I mean, Will, he delivered a pretty good blow when he was running.
Yeah, and that goes,
he's strong.
At the end of the day, that goes to our strength staff.
Yeah.
And what these guys are doing. We've got a really strong physical football team, and those guys, I thought they did a great job in the winter, in the summer, and now in the fall, continuing to get these guys better. We look different. They have really answered the challenge of different things that we've asked to do for us to keep growing as a program.
So 6-0, halfway there, still a lot to play for, still a lot of games left. Got to go on the road against a tough opponent Saturday. You said something in the locker room Saturday after the game. I might be misspeaking, so you can correct me. You got to be obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Just told him like that. We haven't accomplished anything yet.
Right. You do, man. Like this is so hard, man. Like this sport is different. There's only a couple sports like it. It's probably the UFC, boxing, where you're just getting pounded and hit and physical. It's just so physical, and it's a sport that you cannot practice like every other sport. The practices are physical for you to get. You got to be smart and pick the times that you're physical. And so you really do have to be obsessed with it. You've got to fall in love with it. And it's got to be more than just going out to practice. I sent out a text to my guys today, do something today to make sure your body feels better. We're so lucky to have this facility because they're in Normatec boots, hot tub, cold tubs, cryo chambers, red light saunas. Our quarterback today was in that, I'm going to say it wrong, but the hyperbaric chamber.
Yeah.
He was in that today. We just do something to make your body feel better.
You talked about your sport being hard, and I meant to ask you this a couple weeks ago. Has it changed a little bit? It's not going to affect the Red Raiders this year, but it gets to be November. Mm-hmm. It gets cold. Your team maybe isn't performing like you wanted. The transfer portal's out there. Do you see teams maybe pack it in earlier than now than maybe you did in the past?
I don't know if it's
maybe that's the
you
wrong
can
term
say teams, but I think there's definitely individuals. I'll never forget, and he was at the game. It was really cool. He's one of my mentors, Tiff Harden. He's a high school coach, a legendary high school coach, helped change as a mentor, helped change Cedar Hill's program. And he was working for a company, a scouting company, and he came and watched us play, and we were playing a really tough opponent, and he goes, y'all are going to win. Y'all are going to win big time. And I go, why would you say that? And he goes, because they're happy. They've played enough football. Your guys are hungry, and they want more. And I think you get to a point, some teams are going to say, man, we've played enough football, or we've got to keep doing this.
Yeah, a lot to play for still. It's going to be exciting. Arizona State, obviously, they mentioned
Big 12 champs, man. Yeah, like they're the Big 12 champs. They have the trophy in their trophy case is the one that we're hunting, and so until you crown somebody else, that's who everything goes through.
They're the guys, and they mentioned at Media Day, it was a big focal point for them. Hey, Texas Tech, who we have circled on the calendar because we owe those guys from last year. Only team to beat them last year in the league. So that makes that's fun too. And you talked about, hey, I use that kind of stuff too.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about that and finding buttons to push and if we can't find something, then we'll make something up.
That happens.
Yeah.
Hey, as we go forward, a lot of Tech people in Arizona. Last time we played out there, huge Tech contingent. So I'm expecting a lot of red and black out there.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. We're going to be. I'm going to go ahead and say it, Matt. Well, we're still going to do the jersey reveal, but they're doing an alternative jersey, so we'll be wearing a home look and. We're going. I call it the Danny Amendola special. So we're going to go black. We're going to go black helmet, red, and so all the Red Raiders are going to be red and black. So will the team.
We've got a picture of Danny in our office with the black, red. So Danny is a great Red Raider. How much fun has this been for you?
Yeah, it's incredible in moments. I think you've got to take a deep breath and enjoy the moment. But then you've got to go right back to work because, and I said it in the locker room and I've said it, we have something special going on here and you don't want to miss that opportunity. I think that's the message, and I know we'll have some messaging coming into our next home game, but the message Red Raiders need to understand, we have something special going on here. And everybody jump on in the right way, helping us make it special.
Yeah, I always when I talk to longtime Tech fans like myself, I say, hey, look, we deserve this, right? We've earned this. This is through some of the years that we've had. We've had great years, we've had good years, but this one could be that special one that we've all been waiting for.
No doubt. And so, my focus, I enjoy, take a deep breath, and then I just get right back to work.
All right, Texas Tech, Arizona State on Saturday. We'll be back next week after the ASU game to talk about the upcoming game. We got Graham Harrell being inducted into the Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I can't
the next
wait,
home game. How about that? And that's a guy you've got some connections with. We'll talk about that as well. For Joey McGuire, I'm Robert Giovanetti. Wreck 'em.